peace, and blessings. How's everybody doing? I miss you all this week. I give you my apologies. This has been a very crazy week. So I'm just going to wait for more people to come into the live stream. Welcome to the live stream. If this is your first time on this live, please make sure you like and subscribe. I would definitely appreciate it. Just gonna wait for more people to come in. Joseph, what's up? What's up, brother? What's up? What's up, man? Marcus, always on time. Man, I apologize, man. I apologize this week. I meant to do a live. I don't know if you all seen my post. I did a post. I meant to do the live yesterday, but I didn't have no electricity. I didn't have no electricity all day. They was doing work on the electric panels in the basement. It took them all day to do it. So I didn't have no electricity yesterday. So my apologies. This has been a really crazy week. Been a very busy week. Yeah. Yeah, power outage. Yeah. Because what I was going to do was, I was going to do a live yesterday, and do a live with Chris and Easy today, but I didn't get a chance to do the, set up for it, with the thumbnails and all that because I didn't have no power, and it really just threw everything off. So my apologies. Good to see you, Marcus, Mr. Marcus. Yeah. Yo, what's up, man? What's happening? What's happening, everybody? I'm just going to wait for more. Let me see. It only shows 2 people in so far. I hope everybody's not mad at me, man. I know I was gone for a minute, and I apologize for that. And then it's been a very busy work week. Very extremely busy. Some of y'all know I work in the healthcare field, and I was pretty busy, so I apologize for that. So I am back again, y'all. Let me see. We got 4 people so far in the live so far. Oh, wait a minute. I think we got 16 people. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to Tony Rome Live. If you came here, I guarantee you came here for the truth. And one thing about this channel, I'm going to always give you the truth. Hey, what's up? What's up, Spy Retro? You okay? You're a new subscriber, man. Make sure you like my channel, okay? Make sure y'all hit that like button and please subscribe to my channel. So the reason y'all came here for the truth. And I'm going to make sure you get the truth because there is a lot going on right now. There is a lot going on right now, especially with the government shutdown. Hey, how you doing, Spy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. The government shutdown is in its 37th day. This is the longest government shutdown in American history. And what's so scary about this particular government shutdown, it's like there is no end to this. Yeah, what's up, Chris? What's up, man? I'm sorry again. I didn't have no power yesterday. You and Easy were supposed to do the live today. But I didn't have no electricity for all day yesterday. They're doing upgrades on the panel in the building. And the electricians came in like about 7 a.m. in the morning, and they didn't finish until almost like 8 o'clock at night. I didn't have no power all day, so I couldn't get into the computer to do anything. I couldn't set up StreamYard. I couldn't set up nothing. I couldn't do the thumbnails or anything to prepare for the live. So I'm going to work on it tomorrow, okay? So again, my apologies, brother Chris. I'm sorry, man, but yesterday was off the chain. I didn't have any power, and it was cold yesterday on top of that. The temperature was like in the 30s here. And I wish they would have done it on my, I wish they would have done it when I was at work. I worked, let me see, I was working Tuesday. I wish they could have came in Tuesday and did it because when I got back home, you know, everything would have been cool. My electric would have been on. But they wait till my day off when I usually get my work done, and I couldn't get nothing done because the electricity was off. So I know tonight live is on the Philippine woman, but do you have an update on your sanctuary, Colombia? You know what? I'm gonna tell you this. This is the news I have about Colombia. Is that only thing that had me nervous about Colombia is the situation with Venezuela. That's what really got me nervous about what's going on in Venezuela. So far, there's like talks between Maduro and Washington, but I don't know how is it going. No, no, Zero. I'm not a lawyer. I wish I was a lawyer. I've been making that lawyer money. Yeah, yeah. What's up, Zero? Good to see you, man. But one thing I would like to do, and I hope that the government shutdown is not. Um, I hope it doesn't go too far, because I really would like to go to the Barranquilla Carnival in February. I heard that's a fantastic carnival, man. That Barranquilla Carnival is a fantastic carnival. Lots of people. Matter of fact, I may get in contact with Ace to see if I can hook up with him down. I know he usually go every year. Ace usually do very good content. Austin, what's up? What's up? Hey, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. I'm seeing new people here on the live. Dog Thanos, okay. Let me see. How you doing, Austin? You doing okay? Good to see you, man. It's good to see you back. You came here for the truth, so I'm going to give you the truth. And we're going to talk about today about this guy that fell in love with a girl 29 years old in the Philippines, and he nearly ruined his life. He nearly ruined his life. And one thing, let me tell you something, one thing you have to be careful of when you're an older guy, when you date younger women, like if you're in your 60s and you want to date someone that's like 29 years old or younger, you have to be extremely careful. Because most of the time, those girls see you as how can I say, a sugar daddy, you know? And they're after your money, basically. Not all, but a whole lot of them are. Bruce, what's up? How you doing, sir? It's so good to see you. Good to see you, ma'am. How you doing, Bruce? I hope everything's going well for you, brother. Let me see. I'm getting more trolls in here. So how do you feel? I'm doing good, Bruce. I'm doing very good. Thank you. Omari, what's up, man? Make sure y'all subscribe to my channel, man. Man, it really helps the algorithm. Hit the like button and subscribe, man. That really will help me out tremendously. let me let y'all hear about the government shutdown, and then we're going to go into this thing in the Philippines about what you have to be careful of when you are dating younger women when you're older. Because I'm seeing a trend of older men dating foreign women that's like 3 times their age. You 3 times older than she is. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, but you have to be extremely, extremely careful if you're an older man in your 50s or in your 60s dating younger women. And I've seen some red flags that he missed that could have really saved him a lot of pain. Let me see, Austin. Yeah, thank you, Austin. Thank you. Let's see who's another one. Sir, I am not a troll. I am autistic. I am genuinely curious about your opinion on worms. What do you mean by worms? I don't understand what you're talking about. Worms, what? What worms? What are you talking about? That's a very odd question to ask somebody on a live about worms, man. I tell you, YouTube is so full of this stuff, man. I tell you. Let me see. What's it Marcus said? Age ain't nothing but a number. Yeah, you're right. It's about maturity. And the women's ain't mature because it's like a sugar daddy situation. Yes, it is. It's like a sugar daddy situation. So, okay, let's jump into the economic collapse. And then we're going to jump into this thing about what happened with this guy, with this girl in the Philippines. Because no matter where you go, whether it be Colombia, Thailand, Philippines, Brazil, you have to be extremely careful. Oh, you say you like to make people laugh. Okay, all right, okay. Worms in your garden. Okay. Oh, well, I think but worms are pretty good for the soil, I heard. I heard they're pretty good for your garden. So if that's what you was looking for, I hope I answer your question. Let's see, Bruce. Young women always ask for money right off the. Yeah, we're going to get into it. Okay, here we go, y'all. Let's get this out the way.
President Trump is ramping up pressure to end the government shutdown. He said in an interview with Fox News that Democrats need to vote to open the government before Republicans will negotiate. Yesterday, the House and Senate Democratic minority leaders sent Mr. Trump a letter calling for a bipartisan meeting to fund the government and address healthcare costs. And the FAA says it will start cutting flight capacity by 10% tomorrow if the government shutdown continues. The map on your
if you guys thinking about traveling right now, I wouldn't travel right now because what they're going to do is they're getting ready to cut flight capacity by 10%. 10% at 40 airports. So the longer this government shutdown continues, the more worse it's going to get. So I would advise if any of you guys thinking about flying to Colombia or flying to, flying to the Philippines, whatever you want to go, or Thailand, I will hold out on traveling right now because the government shutdown is really, really, really bad right now.
Your screen shows airports under consideration for these cuts. There are 40 of them across the country that will be affected. Yesterday afternoon, the FAA administrator said this move is about safety.
We're trying to lean into the fact that when we see pressures building in these 40 markets, we just can't ignore it. And we're not going to wait for a safety problem to truly manifest itself when the early indicators are telling us.
You see what I think about the new mayor? You know what? I wasn't even following you. You know what, brother? I forgot all about the mayor's race in Detroit. I forgot all about the mayor's race in Detroit. So let me say, you say Detroit has a new mayor? Let's see. Let me see who's the new. I know New York has a new mayor, but I live in Detroit and didn't even keep up with the election. Oh my God. Let me see. Oh wow, wow, wow. Mary Sheffield. Okay. Wow. She would be the first female mayor. Wow. This is going to be very interesting. Wow. Well, I wish Detroit all the best. Wow. She was the city council president. She's elected Detroit mayor. Wow. I wish her the best, man. I hope she does well. I hope she does well, Chris. Wow.
We can take action today to prevent, things from deteriorating.
CBS News senior transportation correspondent Chris Van Cleve joins us from Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport, one of the many airports impacted. Good morning, Chris. This is going to frustrate thousands of travelers, but as we heard there, this is to keep them safe. How exactly will this work over the next couple of days?
Well, that's still being figured out. This announcement caught the airlines by surprise, and they are now scrambling to implement this order that it sounds like they've not actually even received the formal order from the FAA yet. The understanding that they're operating under now is that they will build to a 10% reduction in capacity at these 40 airports. Starting tomorrow, cuts will be around at least 4%. Then Saturday, 5%, 6%, until you get to that 10% number. That ramp up gives them a little bit of time to figure this all out. But the goal for the airlines is to push out the cancellations for Friday later today. What they're trying to avoid is people coming to the airport and being surprised by the fact that their flight has been canceled. One potential, well, I'm not going to call it a silver lining, but maybe a mitigating factor for flyers right now is not a super high volume travel time. The couple of weeks before Thanksgiving tend to be a bit of a lull. So there are open seats to move people around. So the hope is that maybe if your flight's canceled, you're seeing a couple hours of disruption, not being stranded for days.
So folks should keep a close eye on their itineraries in the next 24 to 48 hours. Chris Van Cleve, thank you. CBS News senior White House correspondent Weijia Zhang joins us now with the latest from President Trump. Weijia, good morning. With airports restricting travel, there are so many more people who'll be frustrated this weekend than last weekend, and there were many last weekend. So how is the president's strategy changing on what is now day 37 of the country's longest government shutdown?
Good morning, Errol. Good morning to everybody. The strategy for President Trump has not changed in practice. So far, he has not said that he would formally meet with Democratic leaders or all the congressional leaders as he did before the shutdown to try to work out a deal. But there has been a clear shift in the sense of urgency, which is now renewed following election night and Republican losses. The president acknowledged that the shutdown was hurting Republicans, even though he says it ought to be hurting Democrats, because he says they are to blame, even though they are not getting enough of the blame for this now historic close of the federal government. So he is urging Republicans to do something about it. He actually wants them to take matters into their own hands by eliminating the filibuster. What that means is by changing the rules in the Senate when it comes to voting so that a simple majority would be enough to pass most legislation, including a bill to reopen the government, instead of the 60 votes that are currently required. But we did hear from Senate Majority Leader John Thune yesterday, who said the support for that, the votes to change that rule, simply is not there right now, at least. So we will see if the president continues to push for that. But Errol, regardless of what happens in the next few days, one thing is clear: the president wants the government to reopen.
And we'll see how that can manifest itself. Weijia Zhang at the White House with the latest.
Yeah, we in big trouble, guys. Big trouble. Big trouble. You're not gonna be able to travel for a minute. So if you plan on traveling right now, I will put the traveling off. I'm sorry, I'm giving you guys bad news. I don't mean to give you bad news, but I don't think we're gonna be traveling for a while until this thing is solved. And what's so really scary about this situation is that it seems like there's no end in sight. So this can continue all. I hope that this doesn't continue all the way through the Thanksgiving holiday and through Christmas. I hope it doesn't. And then to make things worse, then you got the SNAP benefits that's being cut. I heard that it's supposed to be like partially funding SNAP, but you have millions of people that don't have nothing to eat. They can't buy groceries because they depended on SNAP. So you got a problem with that. So you're going into Thanksgiving. You're about to go into Christmas with a bunch of hungry people. That is very serious, y'all. But far as us traveling right now, I wouldn't go anywhere right now, because the reason why I wouldn't go anywhere is because you don't want to get out there and get stranded, because they're canceling flights just like this. There's people who's being stranded. People can't get back. You know, you may go somewhere and your flight get canceled. You may not have no way of getting back. So, and plus there's no air traffic controllers. That's the main problem. No air traffic controllers at these airports. And the FAA said that it's very unsafe, you know what I'm saying, to be flying when there's really no air traffic controllers. A lot of them are at home. A lot of them are calling in. They're not working because they haven't gotten the. Can you imagine not getting a paycheck for almost 31 days? 31 days. No, this has been 37 days. I'm sorry. Since the government shutdown has happened. And then you got thousands of contracting jobs that people lost through the government. The government also contracts thousands of people. So all those people don't have jobs. You know, so it's just a really bad situation. Very bad situation. So hopefully we get this, you know, this will end soon. This is a total nightmare. Okay. Total nightmare, man. Okay, we're gonna get into, I told you guys, you can see usually they get pissed off. Yeah, that's a long time, man. That's a long time. That's long, and you do not want to be fighting, you know, flying anywhere without air traffic controllers. But you know what? I've been telling you guys this. I've been telling you guys for years that the economic collapse was coming. I've been doing these stories for over a year, and it's very important that you guys to prepare yourselves for a rainy day, because there's going to be many rainy days that's going to come. And there are people right now that are getting emails right now saying that their job has been terminated. I mean, there's thousands of, matter of fact, I think I have something for you about the layoffs. And then we're going to get into the Philippine story. Let me see if I have it. Let me see if I got it for you guys. I had something I wanted to share with y'all. Yeah, I got it right here. Let me see. These are the layoffs that are happening as we speak. Okay? UPS, 48,000 people will be laid off. Amazon, 30,000 employees will be laid off. Intel, 24,000 will be laid off. Nestle, laying off 16,000 people. Accenture, laying off 11,000 people. Ford Motor Company, laying off 11,000 people. Novo Nordisk, laying off 9,000 people. Microsoft, laying off 7,000 people. PwC, 5,600 employees. Salesforce, laying off 4,000 employees. Paramount Studios, laid off 2,000 employees. Target, laid off 1,800 employees. Kroger, laying off 1,000 employees. Applied Materials, 1,044 employees. And Facebook, 600 people. That's this month. You're not talking about October. This is happening this month. Yep, you're right, Marcus. Let me see. You said they need to raise the max age requirement to become an air traffic controller. Yeah, they do. I think they may try to do that. Yes. I think the age requirement is like up to 50, I think. My relatives were talking about those jobs 20 years ago. Absolutely. Yes. 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 I've been telling you, man, I've been telling you guys what's getting ready to come. Only thing I'm saying before we get into this next subject, please prepare yourself for what's coming. Okay? Because the jobs report right now is dismal. People are not able to pay their rent. I heard that repossessions on cars has went up substantially. People are getting their cars repossessed because they can't afford the car payment on the car. That's how bad things are getting. And everything I've been saying, I predicted years ago, is coming true. And I'm not trying to give you guys a dismal picture of everything. You know what I'm saying? Only thing I'm saying is time out for games. It's time out for playing. It's time out for wasting your money on females that don't care nothing about you. It's time out for that. Because once you lose your job, once you lose your income, I guarantee you, most of those girls ain't gonna be nowhere to be found. All that money you sending overseas to these females, they ain't gonna want to talk to you. And let me tell you something. Your landlord don't care if you lost your job. They don't care. They don't care if you got laid off. Only thing they care about is you pay the rent once a month on the first of the month. If you can't pay, you can't stay. Simple as that. I saw somebody that just got thrown out today. Yes. All their furniture, dressers, beds, everything is out there by the garbage. It's out there by the garbage. And see, another thing you have to understand too, that most of y'all don't understand. If you are renting an apartment, if you're leasing an apartment, okay, they don't tell you this. If you are leasing an apartment and you get evicted from that apartment, it's going to be very difficult for you to get another one because what that other place is going, usually they don't rent to people that have been evicted from another place. So where are you going to go? That's why I teach about investing, putting your money away. Make your money make money for you. When days like this come, you have something that you put aside. You have multiple streams of income coming in instead of one just relying on your Amazon job. Because anytime Amazon can just cut the line, and what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Those females you sending money to in Colombia, what they gonna do when you lose your job or you get laid off? I guarantee you those emails, those texts you're getting from that female from Brazil, wherever it is, most of the time, unfortunately, they will stop. Let me see what you got here. The next age to enter to become an air traffic controller in the U.S. is 35 years old. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Chris. Those streams of income have to be enough. It can't just be part. Right, that's it. That's the reason why I tell you all, because most of you guys here on this chat, on my live stream, are between the age of 25 and 35 and 40. Most of you all are. When you start in the job market, when you start working, that's when you start putting things. That's when you start working on longevity of your financial situation. Yeah, you're 22. You start right now, Marcus. You start right now. And by the time you get my age, you have a really nice nest egg really saved up. So when things like this happens, when you have a government shutdown that happens, you'll be prepared. Most people are not prepared. And let me tell you something. Hold on for a second. I'm going to get something to drink. I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay. Throat getting kind of dry. Something to drink here. All right, we are good. That's why you always prepare when you're young and invest in the stock market. Matter of fact, if I get enough supporters, I like to start talking about what to invest in my. I should like to show you guys my portfolio or what I invest, because the way when I invest, I'm getting dividends. Dividends is a percentage that a stock pays to you every month. It all depends on how much shares of stock that you own, and that's residual income coming in. And I have multiple stocks that I invest in that has dividends because you know what, the stock market is going to always be around. It may crash, but it's going to always be here. It's going to always be here. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about the 6-year-old man dating a 29-year-old woman. Let's see here. Let's see. What the hell happened? Oh man, something happened here. Hold on 1 second, guys. Now this thing want to act up. Gosh. Oh man. Hold on 1 second here. Come on.
At this point in my life.
All right, here we go. This guy, he met a 29-year-old woman online from the Philippines. And she really took him for a ride.
At this point in my life, I was pushing 60. My life had been pretty solitary. I'd never had a serious relationship, I had no children, and I didn't have much hope for the future. You could say I was desperate to find someone, and I'd be the first to agree. After a lifetime of bad luck with dating at home and with retirement on the horizon, I started looking for a partner online, expanding my search beyond the United States. I'd never been to the Philippines, but I knew of the country. It was never on my travel list, but I was open to a new experience. It wasn't long before I started chatting with a woman who lived near Manila. She was charming and her English was good, though I wondered if she was using a translator.
Yeah, you're right, Marcus. He said the streams of income have to be enough. That's why you invest. That's when you constantly invest. Right. You're absolutely right. So this guy, he meets a girl on a dating website and they begin to talk.
As we talked, she revealed that she had 2 children and had been abandoned by their father not long after she got pregnant with the second one.
Okay, I'm gonna hold
She
it
never
right
really
there.
went into detail.
I don't see anything wrong with dating women with children. I don't see nothing wrong with that. But that was like a kind of a red flag right then and there because, for number one, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this, but she had 2 children by 2 different men. Okay? I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with women that have kids by different baby daddies or anything, but at the same time, you have to be really careful in those type of relationships. That's kind of a red flag right then and there, you know. It's like, oh, okay, because that could be very complicated. Dating a woman that has 2 children by 2 different baby daddies.
About what she did for a living, only that she struggled to make ends meet by taking on odd jobs. She was 29 years old, a huge age difference, but I believe she was mature enough for a real relationship. When I asked her what she wanted out of life, she said her only goal was to leave the Philippines and build a better life for herself and her kids.
That's another red flag. She says she wants to leave the Philippines and go to the States to start a life with a new kid. So her motive from the top is basically she wants to leave her situation. I said, since he is 60 and he should already know the rate. Yep. There's nothing wrong with a woman with kids. No, it's not. Make sure that they are grateful and not with you because of financial gain. Yeah, wait till you listen to the rest of the story. He has nothing to do with. It has nothing. No, it's not. No, nothing. Has nothing to do about love. You remember I told y'all it takes a fool to learn that love loves nobody. Nobody. Love loves no one.
The fact that she was so focused on her children was a huge plus for me. I told a couple of close friends about this woman and my idea of visiting her. They were happy for me at first, knowing how lonely I was, but their tune changed when I mentioned she was very poor. They immediately warned me not to send her money, saying that many women from that part of the world use.
I'm going to tell you something else too. Usually, when you start a relationship with a female, okay, and the first premise is money, that's a red flag. Yep, because once you start sending money to somebody, they're going to expect for you to always do it. Yeah, you're right, Marcus. The girl is already selfish. Yeah. Yeah. When the relationship starts off just like that, about you sending money down there, that relationship more than likely is going to be a disaster. Because she's going to expect for you to keep sending money to her. They're going to expect it.
Online dating to exploit men from the West. Thankfully, she never asked for a dime, which I was glad about because I probably would have given her some. Eventually, I asked her if she would be open to me visiting her in the Philippines. She said yes, but added that she would much rather come to the U.S. I explained that it was much harder for her to get a visa for America than for me to get.
Oh, already she's talking about coming to the U.S. Another red flag. You haven't even known this girl you haven't even known this woman for a month. And already you talk about bringing her back to the U.S. I wouldn't bring her back to the U.S. So he's setting himself up already. And I'm not trolling this guy. I'm not saying that he's a bad person or I'm trolling, but I'm just saying I see this scenario that happens over and over and over and over again. It's normal as a lot of Filipino women leave their country for work opportunities in Malaysia, Qatar, and Arabia, and other countries for women. I met in the Philippines, and one from there is Malaysia. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing, Tiffany? Good to see you. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel, please. Thank you. How are you? Good. Good to see you. It's good to see you too. I'm sorry I was gone I apologize to everybody. This week was a really bad week. I usually don't go this far without doing a live. But I had a lot of challenges this week, especially with the home. Here I stay. I didn't have no electricity for a while, so yeah. Thank you very much, Tiffany, for liking. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. But usually, when the relationship start off as you sending money to them like that, it's not going to end very well. It's not. I'm sorry, it's not. Because what she's going to expect, she's going to expect you to keep doing that. And when you listen to this, you're going to see how the relationship develops and how what happens. And then when they start talking about coming to the States that quick, they have other motives. The reason why they want to come to the U.S. that quick. Because I know someone who did the same thing. I heard someone doing the same thing. And the girl that they brought over to the States was going behind his back seeing somebody here in the States. I remember in the romance tour, I was in a Colombian romance tour a few years ago. I told you about this. I told you about this. And one of the girls I met that was in the romance tour when I was in Colombia, she was a supermodel. She was gorgeous. I mean, just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful girl. When I seen her, I was like, wow. Wow. Man, I would like to bring her back home, man. She would be a good trophy wife for me, I was thinking those silly lines. But then I asked her, I said, if I bring you back to the States, what do you want to do when you get back here? I said, what do you want to do when you come back to the States? What do you want to do? What type of job you going to get? What can you contribute to our marriage? And the first thing she told me is that I want to be a model. She haven't mentioned anything about raising children. She didn't mention anything about being a good wife to me, nourishing, her being a nourishing wife. She never mentioned about through sickness or through health, through richer or poor. She never mentioned none of that. She didn't mention none of that. Let's see. They say, why? What religion are you? I'm a Christian. Ha ha, okay. See how beautiful she was, but her attitude was really nasty. Yep. And she had a bad temper too. Real bad temper. She would just jump on you for no reason. Just if you disagree with her, she would just like scream at you. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. I felt as beautiful as she was and everything, I felt a very negative force from her. That this wouldn't be the person that you would want to be your wife, to bring home. Yeah, I'm a Christian. You said, praise the Lord. Yeah, praise the Lord. We need prayer right now, let me tell you. We all need prayer right now. Yeah, we do. We definitely need prayer. Yes, Tiffany, I agree with you. We do need prayer. Yes. Yes, we sure do.
One for the Philippines. There would be a lot of red tape, and it wouldn't be a quick process. We agreed that I would visit her first, and if things went well, we would explore the visa process for her to come to me. After a couple of months of daily video calls and conversations, I was completely hooked. Even though we hadn't met in person, I was drawn in by her words, the attention she gave me, and her strong desire for a better life. It was the first time in a very long time that a woman had shown me any real attention, and I absolutely loved it. I've never been much of a traveler. I've probably only.
He said he loved the attention. Let's see, praise the Lord as we do. Yes, yes. What do you need prayer for as if right now? Yeah, we need prayer. Yeah. Prayer really helps, Prayer really, really helps, Tiffany. You're right.
Visited 4 or 5 countries in my entire life, and the Philippines was the furthest place I'd ever considered traveling to. I was nervous, and my friends thought I was crazy, but I wasn't going to let the opportunity to meet this woman pass me by. If things didn't work out, I told myself, I'd just spend the rest of my trip exploring Manila and the surrounding areas. I figured a lonely old guy.
See, he's calling himself a lonely old guy. There's nothing wrong with being lonely, but you have to control it. He called himself a lonely old guy. So he's conversating with this female, and he decides to go to Manila to go see her.
Like me could still find some fun, especially with all the stories I'd heard about the so-called bar girls. A few weeks later, I asked her point blank if she was sure she wanted me to come, reminding her of our age gap, the distance, and the potential challenges. She promised me she truly liked me and wanted to give our relationship a real chance. I told her I would book a flight to Manila for the following week.
See, he's building a relationship with somebody that he met online. You don't have no relationship. There's no such thing of a relationship. There's somebody that you never met her before. You know absolutely nothing about her. But yet still you're building a relationship with her.
She was thrilled on the video call. I asked if she could meet me at the airport, as I had no idea how to navigate my way to where she lived. She said she could take the day off from her job, but would need money for the trip. It seemed fair, so I sent her about $50, just enough for her transportation. I booked the.
Okay, he had to pay for her transportation. He sent her $50. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. $50, okay.
Flight. 1 week in Manila, another week to travel somewhere else, and then back to Manila to fly home. I was a wreck of nerves, excited and sick to my stomach all at once. One of my friends tried to talk me out of it again, convinced I was being set up for a scam. He said she probably wasn't who she claimed to be, but my gut told me he was wrong. We had been video calling every day, and I was sure she was the person she presented herself to be. The thought of her scamming me didn't even cross my mind. She seemed perfect. So I ignored my friend's warnings and pushed forward. After the seemingly endless flight across the Pacific, which felt less like a day and more like a week, I thought.
You said which romance? The romance tour that I used was it's called what's the name of that romance tour I use? Hold on one second. Let me look on the computer, find out. I can't remember the name right now. LatinWife.com. That's the name of it. It's called LatinWife.com. Let me see if I can find it. Yep, it's called LatinWife.com. That's the one that I use. To meet Latin women. But the guy that owned it was an idiot, though. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm surprised he's still in business, to be honest with you. Let's see. I met a Filipino on my last trip out there, and she took me on a couple of tours in short, but she was applying for other jobs. And God, let me see. Oh, thank you, Shirley, for the gift. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the gift. Let me see what you're saying. You said I met a Filipino on my last trip out there, and she took me on a couple of tours in short, but she was applying for other jobs and got one, but could not start it since she had to pay for a health exam. Okay. So did you pay for it, Chris? Did you give her the money? Okay, and could not afford it. Okay, okay. Yeah, just pray for me, Tiffany, for my life, health, and strength, okay? Yeah, thanks for the gift. Thank you for the gift, Shirley. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, name of that romance tour is called LatinWife.com. That's where I went to, and I met about 30 women on that romance tour. But if anybody going on a romance tour, I'm gonna tell you this: it's very expensive. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you for keeping your prayers. I really appreciate it. Thank you all for the super chat and the gifts. Thank you very much. God bless you. I love every last one of you guys. And women too. June, what's up? What's up, June? What's happening? Hey, thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Yeah, guys, keep liking and subscribing. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Got $15 gift today. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you. I'm gonna come back again tomorrow. Hey, Chris, I'm gonna get with you tomorrow. And Easy, I don't see Easy, but I want to do another live on StreamYard, so you can tell us about your trip. We're gonna do that tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow from my job. I'm gonna get on StreamYard, and I want you to tell us about your trip to Peru. Okay? We're gonna do that tomorrow for sure. As long as they don't turn my power off, I'll be okay. Thank you. Okay, you said that she. Okay, Chris, you said you was in the Philippines, and she never asked for money. She wanted a serious relationship, but I declined due to the logistics of her being in the Philippines and no guarantee I could get back there every few months. Right, you did right. You did right. You did right, Chris. You did right because you know what? One thing I would tell you guys is never start a serious relationship in a foreign country that you don't live there. Don't do it. It will not work. And if you want to be miserable, if you like being miserable, you will be miserable. I tried it before and I hated it. I hated it because once you're with a female, especially what I dealt with in Colombia, okay? Once you get close to a female that you met, and once you leave that country and leaving her behind, and it could be months before you go back. Something can happen, or look, we're having a government shutdown right now. So flights could be affected. We could have a pandemic. You can have anything that would keep you from being with her. Let me ask you all a question. Everybody, let me ask you a question. Do you think she's going to wait for you? Do you think she's going to be faithful to you that you're probably going to return for the next 3 or 4 or 6 months, maybe at the most? And believe me, you're going to be laying up in your bed every weekend looking at the ceiling and thinking about is there's a possible that she could be with someone else. Is she sleeping with someone else while you're not there? And the only thing you can tell her is that I will be back in the next 3 to 4 months. Because travel is very expensive. It is. It's very expensive. It's very expensive. Unless you live there, don't get emotionally involved. Because I'm telling you, it's a miserable life. Email, I'm telling you, texting the person is not the same. They're actually physically being there with them. Okay, so this guy here, what you see here, this guy is getting ready to go visit this female. Okay?
Finally stepped off the plane at Manila's Ninoy Aquino International Airport. The reality of my crazy plan hit me. My stomach was in knots and my mind was racing. The immigration line was a long, winding mess, and I must have waited for close to an hour. My anxiety was growing by the minute. Without a local SIM card, I had no way to contact her. My mind played out the worst-case scenarios. She had gotten tired of waiting and left, or worse, she was never really there in the first place. But as I finally passed through the gate into the arrivals area, my fears vanished. She was there, just as she had promised. She stood out in the crowd, more beautiful than any of her photos or video calls had ever captured.
There we go. There we go. He's been set up. He's looking at the looks, looking at how pretty she is, how fine she is. But he still don't know who she is. Okay? He still don't even know who she is. Even though she met him there, but he still have no idea who this woman is.
Her smile was even warmer in person, and in that moment, I felt like the luckiest man alive that she had chosen to wait for me. The initial meeting wasn't awkward at all. It was as if we were picking up a conversation we'd paused just moments before. The months of talking and video calls had erased any sense of being strangers. Her English was good enough for us to communicate easily, though I had to repeat a few things, a slight challenge due to my accent. We hailed a taxi and headed straight for the hotel. The conversation never stopped during the ride. Everything flowed so naturally. My first impressions of her were nothing short of perfect. Sweet, caring, and surprisingly affectionate. She held my hand, a gesture I'd read was not common in public for Filipinos, but I appreciated the easy comfort of it. Once we got to the hotel, she video called her family as I unpacked. I think she wanted them to know she was with me and was safe.
Oh, wow. So they're at the hotel together, and she's already calling the family. Which, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with that. What's up, 28? What's up? What's up? What's up? Thank you for coming to the live tonight. Thank you very much. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you very much. Yeah, she wasn't wasting any time. So they met each other at the airport. So they on their way. He liked what he saw physically. He was physically attracted to her. He said she looked even better in person than she did on the photos, when they were talking. And you know what? There is some truth to that. Because I remember I met Susie for the first time. because we talked online for a long time before we met in Medellin. And when I seen her for the first time in person, it was crazy. It was crazy. When she came to visit me the first time, I'll never forget it. She was gorgeous. So I understand how he feels.
I waved to her mother and children, but we didn't talk, as they didn't speak much English. Watching her interact with them felt both wonderful and heartbreaking. It was clear she was a dedicated family person, but I could also see the poverty in the background of their call, a stark reminder of the hardships she faced.
There you
I
go.
liked her from our online conversations, but
there you go. He's dealing with poverty. And when you deal with females in certain countries, and they live in poverty, because I have seen it before and I've dealt with it before, just be careful. Because they will be dependent on you.
meeting her in person took that feeling to a whole new level. I was completely head over heels. The thought of her not feeling the same way was agonizing. That evening, after we had settled in and the initial nerves wore off, she suggested we go out. We planned to grab some food, have a few drinks, and then head back to the hotel. She took me to a lively seafood restaurant in a bustling part of Makati, and we spent the rest of the evening walking around, stopping at a few bars. My initial impression of the area was a bit jarring. The streets were dirty, the traffic was chaotic, and the constant air pollution was overwhelming. Every few steps, someone would approach us offering me a ride or service.
Wow.
What was even stranger was that most of them weren't Filipino, they were African. After a couple of hours and a few cold beers, I started to warm up to the chaos. We sat on a balcony at a bar, laughing and watching the madness on the street below. She playfully suggested we go to a place called Poblacion, but when she explained what it was, I politely declined, saying maybe it wasn't the best idea for our first night together.
See, that was another red flag of the bar that she wanted to go. Oh, boy. Yep, she set him up. Set him up.
The next few days were spent exploring. She took me to the massive malls, the historic churches, and local eateries where I tried all sorts of Filipino food. Some dishes were so spicy they practically lit my taste buds on fire. In the evenings, we'd find a quiet place to relax and enjoy a few drinks. Things were going incredibly well, and I felt like we were falling in love. My initial hesitation about Manila was gone. The city had...
You feel like you was falling in love, but you really don't know her. Know nothing about her, so how can you be in love? See, these men with these these men, they have to keep their emotions in check. You don't even know her. And I'm not talking about this dude or anything like that, but you don't even know who she is. How can you love somebody that you just met? How? It's impossible.
grown on me, and I was starting to fall in love with the place too. One night, we struck up a conversation with another couple in a bar. The man was a fellow American, and his partner was a Filipina. He told me how they met, how they lived in the province of Cebu, and how they were just in Manila to finalize her visa for a trip to see his family back in the US. They had once lived in the States, but had decided to move back to the Philippines for a simpler, more affordable life. He said that while they had made good money in the US, it was all gone by the end of the month. Here, their money stretched much further, and they were able to live in a bigger, nicer house, with cheaper bills and friendlier people. Hearing this resonated with me. I had already noticed how cheap things were, from meals to the cost of a beer. His words planted a seed in my mind. I couldn't stop thinking about what it would be like to retire and live in the Philippines. I knew I wanted to be with this woman, and a long-distance relationship would be difficult. I also knew that getting a long-term visa for her to come to America would be a huge and complicated hurdle. On our last night, we had a final meal together. We talked about how much we wished the trip could have lasted longer. She told me she was serious about our relationship and wanted a real future with me. I tentatively brought up the idea of me retiring in the Philippines and us living there together with her children. It didn't have to be in Manila. We could live anywhere she wanted. She was honest and said she wanted a better life for her children, and she didn't believe the Philippines could offer that. She would.
See, she's trying her best to get back to America, and that's what you have to be careful of. Because you have some women that are trying to get American citizenship. They care nothing about you. They don't love you. But only thing they're trying to do is get back into America. If you're with a woman and all she talks about, I'm telling you this from experience, and all she talks about, oh, I want a better life in America, I want a better life for my kids and stuff, which is nothing wrong with, but she sounds very thirsty. And he's talking about, well, I would like to be in the Philippines with you. You know, we can still be together. I can still take care of, but she wants to come to America. And a lot of them are like that. A lot of them don't care absolutely nothing about you at all. I'm not saying everybody's that way, but a lot of them, only thing they want to do is get over here. And you don't want nobody to make a fool out of you. Because the minute they get over here, and if you marry them, let me tell you, this is very important. Very important. If you marry one, I don't care where she's from, if she's from Colombia, Thailand, the Philippines, Brazil, whatever. If you decide to marry her, make sure you protect your assets. Let me see what everybody talking about here. Let's see, Chris says, I would say, though, Tony, I do like Filipino women. They are very much looking for a serious relationship, but I would not want to actually live in the Philippines. The food is not. Chris, you're so funny. I can't wait to talk to you, Chris. You said the food's like I thought you was getting ready to say something else about the food. Say the food is not that good. It don't really seem like it either. The food don't really seem that good over there. Unless you like to eat a lot of rice and pork. Oh man, Chris, you too much. You are too much, Chris. Let's see what Marcus is saying. Yeah, the opportunities and the gold diggers should stay where they are. Yeah, they will take advantage of you, man. They will do it. But what's so sad is that some of these guys, they go into it with their blinders on. They don't give them a chance. They don't give themselves a chance to really get to know the girl. They know nothing about her. And they so quick to tie her down. Don't protect their assets and stuff. And then when things go wrong, Next thing you know, she got your house. She got your house. You lost your house. I told you guys about a story about that. About a guy brought a girl from Colombia back to the States. And he didn't protect his assets. And he even brought the family over too. And he found out that she was pregnant by her cousin. And guess what? When he decides to leave her or divorce her, guess who gets the house? His house. She does. That's messed up, man. Somebody who you just met, that you don't know, and you spend your whole life accumulating the little wealth that you got, and then some other bozo takes what's yours, didn't even work for it. That's why I do these live streams. This is the reason why I'm trying to get this into your head, because too many of you all are really messing up, man. Y'all messing up, man. Not people on here. We'll talk about the stories I've heard people came to me and told me about. Losing $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 over abroad. That doesn't make no sense. Somebody said, do I need some food stamps? No, I don't need no food stamps. Let me see what else, Chris, you said. You said most meals have little to no green vegetables. Pork rinds are a big thing over there. Wow. They must have if they eat that much pork, I'm sure they have problems with their health. Because eating that much pork is not good for you. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. You are telling the truth. Because I was talking to a female in the Philippines before. And I do remember that she used to send me pictures of them having like a party or some type of gathering or some type of festivity they be having. And they would have a whole hog, a big old pig on the grill, and they'd be turning that sucker to. Oh man, Chris, you absolutely right. They be turning that pig on that grill, man. Then when they finish cooking it, they stuff the apple right in his mouth. Yep, they do. You absolutely right. Looks good though. Looks delicious though. But that's just a bit too much pork for me. I can't eat that much pork. It would give me raise my blood pressure. Most meals have little to no green vegetables in it. Pork rinds are, okay, we already talked about that. Okay, let me see what else we got. Yeah, you can bring people here that are opportunists and go to, yep, you're absolutely right, Marcus. Marcus, you own it, brother. The better the food is generally in eating is some fast food franchise type of restaurants, to be honest, but not so much the whole thing in the wall spots. Okay. That's why I like Colombia and Medellin. They have so many different restaurants there. They have soul food restaurants there. There's a place there, I hope it's still open. I believe it's still open, called Sweet George's Cafe. They make some really good soul food. But I noticed they haven't had no yam. The last time I went there was no yams. I was mad. I said, you a soul food restaurant, you don't have no yams? Come on now. Let me see. You can't be blind by looks. Pay attention to their attitude or grammar. When they show you they are, believe them. Lots of guys don't hold these women accountable. You're absolutely right, man. And Marcus, they lose thousands of dollars too. Let me see, Chris. Most of the meat are pork and some are chicken. Yeah, some are chicken. They also have fermented duck eggs, they call bot eggs. Oh, wow. Wow. No, thank you. And when there's no discipline and guidance, that means they will end up dead or in jail. Absolutely. You got that George Jefferson, George Jefferson time for a haircut. No, there's something happens. I want you to watch my video. It's called The Night That I Lost My Voice. I went through an illness, that you should know about. I get this all the time, Jeffrey. But it's more to this than what you think. But there are chemicals out there that I'm going to purchase that will give me my hair back on this area right here. But this is something had caused this, an illness. I went through a very stressful illness that I lost my hair and things like that. So, but check out my videos, man. I got a video called "The Night I Woke Up Without a Voice," and if you notice, my voice sounds very raspy too, because I had a brain tumor that paralyzed my vocal cords and yeah, did some damage. So yeah, but I do got a video out there. I want you to check it out. I got a video on my playlist. It's called "The Night I Woke Up and I Lost My Voice." The night that I lost my voice. And I tell you everything, exactly what happened to me, okay? And speaking of that, y'all, I'll go back to the doctor tomorrow. I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, so just keep me in your prayers. They say they're very, let me see. They have very little seafood from my operation, from my experience. Yeah, George Jefferson, go bald. I tried to go bald before, but this can grow back. This can grow back. I just gotta get the medicine to do it. I tried to go bald before, but it didn't look right, so. But this is caused by external factors, not what you think. Okay, let's see what Marcus said again. No, this is Chris. The Philippines to me is like a country with many countries, just because it is literally made up of a dozen main islands and hundreds of smaller islands. So it's a bit different in that aspect. Wow, yeah. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Chris. Yeah, I talked to a young lady in the Philippines before. Matter of fact, to be honest with you, before I went to Colombia, that was my number one spot that I was going to go, was the Philippines. That was the first place that I was going to go, was the Philippines before Colombia. But then somehow Colombia got introduced to me, and I feel like I fell instantly in love with the romance tour and dating Colombian women. I really liked it. I really enjoy it, So that's what happened with that. Okay, let's get back to what this guy was talking about. What you finished listening to the story.
For her children, and she didn't believe the Philippines could offer that. She would much rather move to my country. While she wasn't against me moving there, she wanted her kids to grow up in a Western country. She reasoned that once they were older,
so she's still trying to get to the United States
if we wanted to. Returning to my quiet, lonely life in the States was a shock. We had an emotional goodbye at the airport. She didn't ask for anything, but I insisted on giving her some money for her trip home and a little extra for her and her kids.
Okay.
She accepted it, and it was hard to say goodbye. Back in my cold, lonely apartment, life returned to normal.
Lonely apartment. Here we
Our
go with this
connection remained
loneliness
strong.
again.
We talked every day and video called whenever we could. The topic of her coming to America and our future together grew more serious. She told me she wanted to move here and not return to the Philippines anytime soon. When I asked why she wanted to move so badly, she said she wasn't happy there and knew our relationship wouldn't last long distance. At this point, I was madly in love with her. I couldn't bear the thought of losing her to the distance, so
Madly in love with her. Somebody who you just met. And you madly in love with her. I don't know what it is, but there's guys that just cannot stand being lonely, man.
I started looking into the long-term visa process for her to come to the US.
Okay.
The easiest and most surefire way for her to get here would be for us to get married. A formal marriage would make the visa application much smoother.
Yep, it's called a fiancé visa.
Marrying her. I was completely in love and believed we were a perfect match. I never thought I would meet a woman like her. She was everything I had been looking for. When I told her about the visa benefits of getting married, she said she wanted to marry me anyway, regardless of the visa. She was saying all the right things, so we decided that I would return to the Philippines to make it official. Against all my friends' warnings, I booked a flight and headed straight back. We got married in Manila.
You heard that? He was warned. Listen to what people tell you. He was warned not to do that. He was warned by his friends. So he went back to the Philippines because he wanted to be with this girl so bad. Yep, he wanted to be with her so bad that he went back to the Philippines and he married this woman.
It was a proper legal marriage, not some unofficial ceremony. As soon as I got back to the US, I started working on the visa application, gathering all the necessary paperwork and proof. It was a difficult process. I don't want to get political, but it seemed crazy that some people could get into the country so easily while we, who were trying to do everything the right way, had to jump through so many hoops. We were told the visa process would take about 8 to 10 months. It was a long time, but it gave us both time to keep working and saving money. I wasn't ready to retire just yet anyway. We agreed that I wouldn't make any more trips to the Philippines while we waited for the visa, as it was too expensive. Now that she was my wife, I wanted to support her financially. She didn't have a steady job, so I knew saving money would be difficult for her. I wanted her to...
There you go. Here we go. He said he wanted to take care of her financially. Big mistake. Relationships that start off with that type of agreement is a red flag. That's a red flag. And they don't usually end very well. They don't. He's putting himself in vulnerable positions when he's suggesting and he's offering himself to take care of this woman financially. Let's see here. Okay, we talked about this already. Okay.
Spend as much time as possible with her family before she came to the US, as she would have to come alone at first. I didn't send a huge amount, maybe $1,000 a month, just to help her get by.
$1,000 a month.
She was approved to come to America. We read the email together on a video call, both of us bursting with excitement. My life, which had felt like it was going nowhere, finally had a future.
You hear what he said? His life felt like it was going nowhere, it seemed like it's a future. And he was sending $1,000 a month. That's a lot of freaking money, man. $1,000 a month. Mm. But wait till you find out how she treats him. After all he did for her, listen to this.
Better late than never, I guess. I remember waiting for her at the airport, a nervous wreck. I'll never forget seeing her face and her reaction to the chilly American weather. It was a sweet and funny moment. We spent the first day driving around and I showed her things like the grocery
So he
stores
just
and the
brought it.
streets, pointing out the cost of everything. She couldn't
So he just brought her back to, they're back in America now, so she's adjusting to being in America now.
believe how expensive things were compared to the Philippines. But she loved seeing everything, constantly smiling and marveling at how different it was. This was her first time out of her country, and it felt great to be sharing the experience with her.
First time out of her
I could tell
country.
she was genuinely happy to be with me, and she made sure to show her happiness that night when we got back to our new home. Because of the visa she was on, she couldn't legally work, so all our income came from me. We agreed that I would continue to send $1,000 a month back home to her family so she
$1,000 a
wouldn't have to
month.
worry about them.
Wow,
This seemed like the right thing to do at the time.
that's too much
I
money to
wanted her to
send
be
her.
happy here and not miss home and end up leaving me. Supporting her financially felt like the manly thing to do. For a while, things were wonderful. My wife was everything I had hoped for. She was caring, always cooking and cleaning, and showed great respect to everyone. My friends and what little family I had adored her once they got to know her. I couldn't believe a 60-year-old man like me had this beautiful, perfect Filipina as his wife.
And she's
I
29
loved
years
showing
old.
her off in public. The only real struggle was the food. She would cook her native dishes, most of which were too spicy for me, and she took a while to get used to the food I ate. But aside from that, life was perfect. Things were looking up when she was eventually able to start taking German classes at a school. But then I started to get a gut feeling that something was wrong.
Uh-oh,
She
here we
didn't say
go.
anything directly, so I figured maybe she was just missing home and her family. When I asked,
When they start acting like that, let me tell you this, when they start acting like that, they're getting bored. She's getting bored. She's looking around. So I'm tired of being with this old dude. I want somebody new. I want somebody younger. You know, I want somebody more handsome. That's why you never bring your bride back to the States. Never bring them back. I told y'all that. I said I would never bring my wife back here. Nope. She stays wherever it is she came from.
she admitted she did miss the Philippines. She insisted I hadn't done anything wrong and that she still wanted to be with me, but I completely understood her feelings. Moving from the Philippines to the United States, a place where she knew no one and didn't speak the language fluently, was a massive change. I wasn't against the idea of moving to the Philippines myself, as I was close to
Wait a minute, hold on, let me read this. Let's see. You said she was cooking rice every minute. Wow, you get kind of tired of rice. Don't choose if you don't want. Yep. But listen to it. She's changing now. Now here it is. This guy went through all this trouble to bring her over here to the States and sending $1,000 a month to her family. And she have the nerves to be acting funny. She's bored. Wandering eyes. Oh, I'm in America now. Oh, ooh. I see this 6-foot guy over here. Oh, yeah, you know. That's what happens. That's what happens. Because she shouldn't be acting any type of way. If this man is taking care of her, sending money to her family, and he's thinking that he's doing something wrong.
retirement, and we had a significant amount of savings. So we made the decision together to move. The only smart thing I had done throughout this entire saga was not selling my house. I kept it.
Thank
just in case
God.
things went south.
Hallelujah. He didn't
As
sell
it
his
turned out,
house.
that was exactly what was about to happen. We arrived in the Philippines together. I was only on a visa
So
exemption
now
entry
he's
as
going
there was
back.
no point in going through the complicated.
So it looked like she was going through homesickness or whatever. So they decided to move back to the Philippines. He's making all these sacrifices for this one girl.
The process of getting a proper visa just yet. I thought we would get a nice condo in Manila, like we had talked about. But after we visited her family, she insisted we get a condo close to them. I'm not a snob, but the condos in that area weren't much to look at, and the interiors were even worse. But if it made my wife happy, then so be it. After 2 months there, I extended my visa, feeling.
But why do it always have to be about her? I mean, this guy have sacrificed so much for this woman. He took care of the visa process, which he paid for. He sent money to her to help her and her kids. He sent money to help her and her family. But she's playing this mind game, like, and see, that's the problem when you don't have self-worth about yourself. That's what happens when you're so lonely till you just allow people just to walk all over you. He shouldn't have to do anything.
A bit more settled and comfortable. The only problem was that our money was draining fast, and I couldn't figure out where it was all going. We weren't living extravagantly, but we certainly weren't saving, and the funds seemed to be disappearing. I was still sending her family that $1,000 a month. At first I didn't mind, but now with our savings.
That's a lot of freaking money, $1,000 a month to the Philippines. What are you doing with $1,000 a month? Booker T, what's up? What's up, brother? What's happening? Let me see what Chris is saying. The condos there are super small too. Well, most people there are small, to be honest. So it makes sense. Oh my God. Chris, you too much, man. Chris, you too much. You say Chris. Chris, you are so crazy. You're so crazy. Booker T, what's happening? What's happening? You also gotta have a spy to walk away from people like, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right, Marcus. It's like he don't have no spine. He don't have no spine. For all that he was doing for this woman, she shouldn't want nothing. But you know what? You know what's even more sadder? The men there do a lot less than what we do, and they get more respect. But he just said, listen to what he just said. He said that the money is dry. He said the cost of living has went down substantially in the Philippines. They went back to, but all of a sudden money was starting to disappear. Okay? So where is all this money going?
Dwindling, I spoke to my wife about stopping the payments, or at least reducing the amount.
Uh-oh.
She didn't take it well. She went into a full-blown fit, complaining that I had promised to support them before we got married, and that I need.
You hear that? Now she's getting angry. She's getting mad because the money is starting to dry. Remember I just told you about this? Now the money is starting to dry up. Now she's starting to act up. So, oh, you promised. You said you was going to do this. You was going to do that. He didn't stop sending money. He said, you know what? I need to be able to cut back on the money that I'm sending. She showing her true colors.
To continue doing so since she wasn't working. I had promised, but I didn't realize it would be a monthly payment for over a year.
Over a year.
they didn't need that much, and they should have saved some of the money I had already given them.
Absolutely.
From that day on, my wife was a completely different person.
Uh-oh.
She wasn't the woman I had met.
Uh-huh.
She would complain about every little thing from the moment she woke up. I was walking on eggshells all day, and nothing.
Hear that? She was now she started. Now, y'all, she's starting to see the real picture now. He's starting to see the real her coming out. That's why you don't move fast. That's why you don't jump wanting to marry somebody you just met a month. Now the real her is coming out. That hood, wherever she came from, is coming out. It's coming out. And I guarantee you that money that he has, she's probably giving it to her baby daddy. It's a possibility. That's probably what she's doing. I'm telling you, some of these type of girls, they're more faithful to the hood guys than the ones that's really trying to do something for them. She's showing her true colors. After all he did for her, and she's acting like that, don't want to speak to him. Man.
I did was ever good enough in her eyes. She started hinting that she wanted to start a small business, like a laundromat.
Oh, now she wants a
support her
business.
family herself.
Well, you go get the money and start your business
I was
yourself.
still giving them $500 a month, a reduction from the initial $1,000. Being a complete sucker and wanting to be back on her good side,
Here we go.
I finally caved and offered to help her with her business.
Oh, man, you hear that? You hear that? Oh, man. He caved in and said, I'm going to help her with her business. What is wrong with these guys? What do these women have over you? What do they have over you? You're sending $1,000 a month every month. Then she turns around and she tells you she wants you to start a business with her. Open up a business. I say, okay, you go start your own business. It's like some of these guys don't have a backbone, man. They sell their homes, they sell their retirement, they cash in their 401ks, their 403bs. Over something like this. I'm like, dude, come on, bro. Man, the minute she would have told me that she wanted, and her acting that way, I've been like, hasta la vista, baby. Like Nino Brown said on New Jack City, cancel that B and find me another. That's what I would have did. I would have did the Nino Brown on her on New Jack City. Her acting like that. See, they're like vampires. Once they get their fangs to you, it's over. I don't get their fangs to me like that. I don't allow any broad to get their fangs in me like that. Not me. No way. No way. I don't have that low self-esteem about myself. After all he did for her, going back and forth from the Philippines back to the States, going back and forth, spending all that money and sending money home. He was sending money while he was in the States while they were separated. $1,000 a month. And she's going to act like that. I caved in and I wouldn't give her shit. Wouldn't give her nothing. Excuse my language. But I get stories like this all the time. People send me stuff on Instagram. I said, what is it about these foreign girls that you send all your money, your retirement, your hard on, you bought a house and everything, And I just don't get it over some trash. I'm not saying all women are like this. I'm talking about the bad ones. I'm not talking about the good ones. I'm talking about the bad ones. Keep your money in your pocket. Because when things go wrong, when you have a government shutdown, where I just talked about, and when your company lay you off and tell you they don't need you anymore, where's this woman going to be? Where is she going to be? She ain't going to do nothing for you. All that money that you had, that you could be taking care of yourself, you'll be out in the streets, living inside your car because you can't afford to rent because you gave it all to her. And she don't show no appreciation for you. It doesn't make no sense. And that's the part, I'm not trolling this guy. I really feel for him. I do. And many others that go over to Malaysia and Thailand and Colombia and all these places, and they just let these women just roll all over them. You sell your house to buy restaurants. There was a guy that sent $60,000 and gave it to a woman that he had absolutely knew nothing about. Let's see some of these comments. Actually, she was a young one. Yeah, she was. She was 29 years old. Yeah, they're like vampires. Absolutely.
Equivalent of $7,000 to get the ball rolling. This made her happy again, and she went back to being the loving, caring woman I knew.
So he had to pay $7,000 to get this woman attention. Oh, she's a nice, caring woman like she was before. Oh, wow, she changed. I can tell you what she did with that. I can tell you what she did with that money. She probably gave it to her baby. Her and her baby daddy probably split that money together. If you will let them, they will make a fool out of you. They will. They will make a fool out of you. You never give nobody leverage over your finances like that. And I'm just saying, this is going on to the older men. I know you lonely, you don't like being by yourself, but so be if I have to be by myself, then hey, I'm fine being by myself. I love living in my home by myself. I don't deal with no confusion, nobody telling me what to do. Yeah, it gets lonely sometimes, so what? I'm not bankrupting myself for nobody. Especially in these times that we're living in right now. He's a doormat, yeah.
But it only lasted for about a month until I had to leave the country. I could have just done a border run, but I decided to tell her that I needed to go back to the States to take care of some things and would return later. We left on good terms and everything seemed back to normal.
Yep.
About 2 days after I returned home, she asked for an extra $2,000 for more business supplies.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? She asked, now on the $7,000 that he gave her, she asks for $2,000 more. Oh my goodness. Let me get another drink on that. I'll be right back. Hold on. Oh my God. Whoa. She asked for $2 more thousand. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. This guy should have been running a long time ago. He should have been running away from her a long time ago. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. She asked for $2 more thousand. He said, Tony, it's the same thing some of these fundraising YouTubers do every month to run other countries to hook up with women the whole time. Only difference is that they use other money to fund it. Wait a minute, let me see. Tony, the same thing some of those fundraisers YouTubers do every month to run to other countries to hook up with women. Yep. Yep, they give everything to those women. Yep, they give everything to these women. They give everything to these women. And we're talking, let me tell you something. I have sent money to a female before. I've sent money to a female before, but it's very, very, very little. Maybe $30. They say, oh, I need some help with some, especially, okay, if I go to Medellin, I meet a girl, you know, she's very nice to me, showed me a good time, everything, you know what I'm saying, help me out, make sure I was safe and all that type of stuff. Then we, connect. We have numbers. Sometimes, like for Christmas, like you say, here's $40, for Christmas, $50, because what I did with, I'm just gonna let y'all know a little bit of my business, just a little bit. My friend Cookie in Colombia, the one I just with, maybe a month ago, her son had a birthday. So I chipped in and helped get a cake. I think the cake was like about maybe less than 100,000 pesos, maybe. And she's struggling a little bit too. I said, here. I thought that was something. Just doing that. I thought that was something. But man, sending thousands of dollars because no matter, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell y'all this. Please understand what I'm telling y'all. No matter how much money you send down there, it's not going to make no difference. How much it's not going to affect the way how they think about you. It's not. You can literally you could be Elon Musk. You could be Elon Musk and send them $1 million and it still won't make no difference on how they really think about you. It won't. Starboy, what's happening? Like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for coming.
I thought the money was being put to good use, so I transferred it to her. The real problems began about a month after I got home. She kept asking for more and more money for the business.
More money. There you go.
I saw no proof of it. There was absolutely nothing to show for it. When I finally put my foot down and said I wouldn't give her another dime until...
Wow. My gosh. He finally puts his foot down. And he said all the money that she's been sending her got nothing to show for. Because she's giving it to her boyfriend. That's why she's giving it to her kid's daddy. That's where your money is going. Stupid. That's where the money is going. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call him. I shouldn't call him that. I apologize. Sorry. I want to seem like I'm bullying, but I'm not. I just hate to see people get taken advantage of like that. That's stupid. Oh my God. And I get this news all the time. Don't let nobody take advantage of you like that.
She showed me what she had spent the money on. She came clean. She confessed that she had given half of it to her family because they needed it and had saved the other half for herself.
For herself.
I held my ground and refused to send any more money until she actually started the business. But that day never came. Instead, she would just call me names, get angry, and say horrible things.
So he sent a total of, you're not talking about all the money that he sent for the family, $1,000 a month, plus the $7,000 for the business that she said that she was going to have. He was scammed. She scammed him. It was a scam. It was a scam. And you know what? I'm going to tell you all this before I go. There's two types of scams. Two types of scams. You have a real scam and you have a fake scam. Let me tell you the difference between a fake scam and a real scam. A fake scam is people get scammed all the time on the internet, all the time. On people pretending to be something that they aren't. You know, people that will contact you and they try to get money out of you that you don't even know who they are. Don't even show their face. You never met them in person or anything like that. But they're scamming you. And a lot of seniors fall for this. There was one guy I heard on Fox News the other day that he got scammed over somebody that he never even met. I mean, and the scam was so bad until I think his family members had to get involved. Because he was about to liquidate his house and sell all his retirement on somebody that he never even met. Never even met the person. The only thing they were doing, they were just communicating over social media. And she was getting thousands of dollars out of this guy. That's a fake scam. But then you have another type of scam. It's called a real scam, in which you actually see and meet, have actually met and had interaction, physical interaction with that person. I mean, actually real person like this guy here. He actually met her and slept with her and married her and brought her over to the States as his wife. But it was still just an elaborate scam. Barbara, what's up? What's up, Barbara? What's up? What's up? What's up? Barbara, I'm trying to teach these guys not to be be sending it, getting scammed by these females. I'm doing fine. Thank you, Barbara. I'm doing fine. Barbara 630. Make sure you like anybody that's on this live. Hit that like button and subscribe, okay? I want to thank you all for the super stickers and everything that y'all sent tonight. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Hey, Bob, I'm just trying to keep people from making big mistakes because we live in really hard times. The way how the economy is going, the way how jobs, people losing their jobs, getting laid off, you can't afford to just borrow money like that. You just can't afford it. We don't know where this government shutdown. We don't know. We have no idea where this government shutdown is going to end. We don't know. I just want y'all to have something, man. I just want y'all to just be prepared. That those thousands of dollars that I don't know, maybe he's a rich guy. I don't know, maybe he got it like that. But those thousands of dollars that he threw away could have been used for his retirement. He could have bought gold with that money. He could have bought precious metals with that money. He could have done a lot more constructive things than what he did with her. And she was very unappreciative. That's why I have on the thumbnail. She was ungrateful, very ungrateful. And the first time I would have seen how ungrateful she was, man, I would have walked right then and there. Yeah, you're right. There's so many scammers out there. Yeah.
Like, she regretted ever meeting me. It took a while, but I finally had enough. She had made me incredibly happy, and I don't regret meeting her. But the way she
I
treated me
regret
at
it.
the end was completely unacceptable. No one deserves to be treated like that. I told her we should get a divorce, and she blocked me from everywhere and never spoke to me again.
Wow.
Luckily, as I said, I still had my house
Wow.
and some money saved.
Wow. After all he did for her, the thousands of dollars that he sent her family, and the thousands of dollars that he gave her for the business, she blocked him. They will have nothing. It was all a scam. She got what she wanted. Her and her baby daddy. And let me tell you something else, guys. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Sometimes these guys will allow you to date their girlfriends just to put that scam over you. They will allow you to sleep with their girlfriends, and they'll allow their girlfriends to create their girlfriend and boyfriend experience with you, as long as they're able to meet their objective. See, I don't understand why he's still being soft on her dispute. Yeah, that's what I don't understand either. I don't get it either. I don't get it either. He's still soft on her. So, well, I don't want to have nothing to do with her anymore. I'm not going to give her any money. But it was all a scam in the first place. It was an elaborate scam. That's what it was. But thank God, the best thing that he did, thank God, that she didn't take his house.
Not as much as I would have, but enough to survive. She could have easily taken me for everything, and
Yep.
I believe she would have if
Yep.
I hadn't finally stood up for myself.
Yes,
I'm sharing my story because I don't want people to rush into things, no matter how lonely you are or how much you think this person is the one.
absolutely.
Take your time. Some men don't have the guts to stand up for themselves and say, enough is enough, and end up broke, with nothing to go home to.
Yep.
I'm just getting on with my life now. I don't regret meeting her, but I do regret rushing everything and spending so much money. No regrets, but many lessons learned. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like.
Enough is enough. Arizona is in the house. What's up, Arizona? what's happening in Arizona. No, she didn't even thank him. I mean, but what I understand is that Arizona, the thing that I don't understand is they give them thousands of dollars. Like if this would have been a few $100 that he lost, okay, you know, I've lost money before like that, no big deal. If you just would maybe bought her a phone or something like that, lost money that way. Because I know guys that do buy these girls' phones, spend a couple of thousand on an iPhone and stuff. Um, okay, but they lose like their retirement, their nest egg, their whole entire net. I'm talking about they lose their entire nest egg that takes decades to accumulate, and they lose all less than a year. And the girls don't show no remorse. They don't show no remorse of what they did. The story you just heard here, more than likely, her and her baby daddy, one of them, or it could have been both of them, was probably in on it too. That's why the money kept disappearing. Because she's spending it on him, giving it to her. And they sit up there drinking champagne, toasting, calling this other guy a fool. Yeah. Anybody have any more questions about this, what we just talked about? Feel free. Anybody have any questions about what we just talked about? Don't be shy. Just let me know. What do you have? Yes, absolutely, Arizona. Yes, hundreds of thousands. That's what I'm saying. I don't get it. And what's so bad about Arizona is like they only known these girls for maybe a month or so, not even years. They haven't even accumulated anything. And they just jump in and just give them all. I'm like, what are you doing? Yep. Money and food soon was part. That's true. I remember my uncle used to tell me this a long time ago. I remember this as a kid, young. He said, "We all been made of food before. We always play the fool. But don't be a damn fool." Nick Berger, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Yep. The difference between a fool and a damn fool is we've all been a fool before. All of us somebody have made a fool out of us before. But a damn fool doesn't learn from a mistake. He keeps repeatedly making he repetitively continues to make the same type of decisions. Nick Berger, I don't know who you are. You say, took my stamps. What stamps? Man, there's some trolls on here tonight. Anybody got any more questions about this topic? Ask me anything. You all got the floor. You all got the floor. Tell me what you need. Only thing I just want to say, invest your money very well, okay? Prepare for what's to come, okay? I don't want to see anybody getting thrown out of their apartment or being evicted. I don't want to see that. Yeah, they're desperately lonely. They're desperately lonely. You're right, Arizona. They are desperately lonely. I just don't get it, man. And this happens a lot. That's why I'm doing these series, because it happens a lot. It's not like it just, like you hear this here and there, but I'm getting reports, that people losing 60,000, 70,000, 100,000 and lose their house. You lose your house for some broad that you just met. And she takes your house. That happened I did a story on that before. Ann got pregnant by her cousin. She was having an affair with her cousin behind his back. So when he tried to divorce her, he didn't get a prenup, and guess what? Her and her cousin get the house. It took you years, decades to pay off a mortgage. And some bum just come and just take everything that you work for. Yeah, they do. They do. Matter of fact, some of the girls in Colombia has said that some of these guys are so desperate that they walk up to them and show them their passport. Say, hey, I'm from America. I have a passport. Oh, I love you. I want to marry you. Want to come back to America with me. Don't know nothing, absolutely nothing about the female at all. Yep, you're right. They fall for the first thing they see. Hey, do a favor, y'all. Hit that like button for me again, okay? Please do that for me. I really appreciate it. Yeah, they fall for the first thing. Yeah, they do. Yep. Okay, I'm going to end this live stream. I want to thank everybody for coming on. Chris, we're going to do the live stream. I promise you. I'm so sorry. I meant for you to be on tonight, but I didn't have no electricity. So I'm going to work on, now I got the electricity back on. I'm going to work on the thumbnail and everything for the next live for you and Easy. I haven't seen Easy on this live stream yet. Let me see the last question we got here. In the PH, it's easiest to get a woman In the Philippines, it's easy to get a woman. There are many options for everybody. Don't sell for the first. No, don't sell for the first one. I've heard good things about Philippines, but you just have to be very careful with these Asian women, though. But a lot of it, what I'm starting to see, what I'm really starting to see, is that everything is based on an arrangement. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Everything is based on an arrangement. I see that a lot in Asian relationships. You do this for me, I do this for you. You take care of my family, and I'll be your. But I can't live like that. I can't do that. I can't be in a relationship, and the whole relationship is based on what I'm doing financially, what I'm doing for the family. I'm sorry, I can't be in a relationship like that. Now, I have no problems of taking care of a female. I have no problems with that. Yeah, Arizona, you're right. You're right. I don't mind doing nothing for a female because, you know, I do show my appreciation. I did show Cookie my appreciation when I was there. There's nothing wrong with taking. If you meet a woman, see, let me tell you this before I go. And guys, please remember this. One of the signs, one of the signs that you know that a woman really cares about you, that lets you know that you really matter, is that she'll try to save you money. You hear what I said? She will try to save you money. She will say, oh, don't buy this. They're cheating you. You can buy this for cheaper. Or a cab driver, you get in, he tried to charge you, the gringo price. And then she would say, no, don't pay that. It's like she's always looking out for you, looking out for your interest. You know what I'm saying? Say, oh baby, we don't need this. We can do it. We can make it. We can do this with this amount of money. She's always looking out for your interest. That's when you know you got a good one. Okay? When she looks out for you. So you have to get a working professional to avoid that arrangement. That's true. That's true. That's true. But me personally, I don't want a relationship based on that. I gotta provide a certain amount of income for somebody overseas. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it. If that's the type of man you're looking for, good luck. Go find him. That's too much stress. That's too much stress on you. I don't want to be under that type of stress. It's enough trying to maintain my household here, but I'm trying to maintain two households. No, nope. I'd like, good luck. I love you guys very much. I want you all to be safe out there. You hear me? And thank you all for the super stickers. Thank you all for, there was a young lady that gave me a super sticker. I just want to say thank you very much. Let me see if I find out who this person that they gave me a super sticker. That was very nice of them to do that. Yeah, she sent me a flower. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the super chats. Thank you all very much for the Cash App. Y'all support. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys get a lot out of these lives, just trying to just prevent us from making very serious mistakes, okay? Yep, so Marcus, everybody, Arizona, Chris, everybody, thank you all for coming on again, always as usual. Sorry for being late. And God bless you all. I love every last one of you all. Thank you, Shirley, again for the sour, for the super sticker. Thank you very much. Thank you all for the Cash Apps. Thank you all very much for donating to the channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I will be coming back again very soon with Chris and Easy. Okay, so Chris, I will be getting back with you. Sorry again, I keep apologizing, but I didn't have any power. My power was gone. So I'm gonna work on that thumbnail and everything and get back on StreamYard, for that live that we're gonna do, because I want to hear about your trip to Peru, and I want to hear about Easy, about his trip to Brazil. Okay, but just update y'all. My goal is to I hope in February to be able to go to the Barranquilla Carnival. I just hope that the government shutdown don't do too much damage on the airfare and the airlines, because it's very scary what's going on with the government shutdown. Love you all very much. Peace and be safe out there, y'all, okay? I'm always here for y'all, okay? Take care. Thank you for everything. Goodbye.